Okay, we are checking. Every time they check, and they can't be checking for pace because they don't have any. So the first race of this 2024 F1 season is done and dusted, and it is very clear that we need to react to Reddit memes to cure our debilitating depression from how dull this season is going to be. I mean, for goodness sake. The fact that within 12 minutes of the race being underway, at 3:12 p.m. UK time, I tweeted, "Congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning the 2024 F1 World Championship." The fact that that is so true, the fact that over 26k people have liked it, says a lot about where the year is going. Reddit, you're going to have to work overtime this year. Absolutely overtime, because we're not getting any entertainment from the P1 battle this year. Seeing Verstappen creating a 1 second gap before the end of the first lap. Yep, pretty much. You know, what was it, like a 5 second gap in total after like 4 laps only, or 3? It was just like, Yep, we should have known. Okay? I also tweeted this the second we saw GP, Verstappen's engineer, smiling like this. We should have known, in academic terms, it's curtains for the year. Because this man doesn't smile like this ever. I have never seen GP smile like this ever. But he knew. And we were all too delulu after qualifying to think it wouldn't go any other way. They didn't even check. Yeah, this was great. Carlos Sainz this year is in his villain arc because he knows he doesn't have a driver Ferrari anymore, so he doesn't need to play by their rules. He's got elbows out. He's really stuck it to Leclerc this race with the move he made into turn 1. I mean, it was amazing to watch, but Ferrari equally are just not going to care because he said early in the race, "I have more pace," and they were just like, "Good to know." Who cares? Nice story, bro. Cool story. Who cares? I'm ready for the Sainz v Ferrari internal battle. It's going to please tell me it's going to be juicy. I want like a whole episode's worth on DTS next season, because if not, what else is going to give us some drama this season? Yep, here we go. Sounds about right. 3 hours ago. Checks out. About 3 hours ago would have been 3:21. Yep, 3:25. Yeah, seems about right. And we can begin the bingo. Max wins in Bahrain. And hang on a minute. This is Max wins in every race. What on earth has Newey created? I told you lot. I was telling you from time. Actually, you know what? Rewind the tapes, okay, to the Red Bull car launch, okay? And I've been telling you all, Adrian Newey, he had an evil genius swagger about him when they launched this car, okay? You, man, were hyping it up in practice, in quali. Oh, we've got a closer grid. Oh, Leclerc technically could have got on pole. No, it didn't matter. This man literally sees airflow with his own 2 eyes. He is Adrian the Airbender Newey. There we go. Yep. The first we are checking of the year. And it only took, what, a third of the first race to have that famous, infamous, okay, we are checking. Every time they check, and they can't be checking for pace because they don't have any. And Max Verstappen wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yep, wake me up when it's done. It's over, guys. Yep, it's just the same. Christian and Jerry arriving at the paddock. Oh, no. Oh, you're not wrong. We're so back. Say the line. We are checking. Red Bull having technical problems. It's a quiet... the fact that the biggest problem Red Bull had today was a quiet radio for Checo. It's just... Communication problems are the only problems Red Bull have in their team. Actually fits quite nicely with Christian Horner because he also had communication problems. Real quick pit stop times the first half of the race. Yep, F1 just forgetting to put the pit stop graphics up when there's pit stops at all in the first part of the race. Just, yeah, we could have been a slow stop. I wouldn't have known. Max at the first pit. Yep, he actually could have taken a cup of tea. he could have actually himself got out the car, changed the tyres, and got back in, and he would have been fine at the second pit stop as well. Yeah, this is what I was on about. Leclerc Q2 fast and Max at Q3. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter if the race pace isn't there. Copium, hopium, none of it worked. And the villain arc begin. I'm here for it. Honestly, Sainz's villain arc, we need to pray it just continues and gets worse the entire season. I'm genuinely being serious. This may be the biggest point of entertainment for us all year. It will just be Carlos not caring because he knows he's not going to be in this team next year. Mamma mia, Ferrari watching both of their 2025 drivers get decimated by their teammates. Wasn't exactly a thrilling beginning for them too, but you know, there's a whole 23 races to go. Hamilton getting in the W15. His seat was broken. When he said that on the radio, I was actually imagining like some sort of like massive crack in the seat chassis or something like that, like the way it was bolted in. Like such an unusual message to get. Like my seat's broke, like seatbelt broken, sure, seatbelt loose, you know, the padding or anything, the hands device a bit loose. The actual seat being broken, that's a new one. Merc found new ways to suck in this race. Formula 1 is back. Lap 1 absolutely invested. Lap 4. Why did I get excited? Why did I get excited? Why? Lewis, why are you sending me therapist contact number? Charles, you'll know. You'll need them for next year. You'll need them. Ferrari 400 IQ brain move. Ferrari be like, let's make Leclerc undercut Sainz so we can see him getting overtaken again. Just so we can feel something. First TRWS of the year. This is how I kept myself sane through the race. P1, Sainz. P2, Leclerc 30. Even he's got a 13.9 second gap. Russell third. I mean, this would be... Oh, wouldn't that be a sight in Formula 1? That would be, oh. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Oh, Valtteri Bottas cannot catch a break with the slow pit stops in F1, can he? Absolutely not. The Max podcast is back. Look, I'm getting... Can't another Formula 1 driver please start their own podcast? When you see the performance of Alpine. Yeah, Oscar completely dodged a bullet. Unbelievable. Amazing 4D chess from him and Mark Webber, his management, to get him out of that situation. Alpine P19 and P20. Otmar is absolutely loving it. He must be loving it. Alpine, severely overweight. No performance on the chassis. No performance in the aero. They're going to have a very painful year until they solve their weight issues and more. I wish we weren't a midfield team anymore. Which granted for Alpine. Yeah, no, not midfield. Back marker. The only back marker. Ooh la la, Monsieur Nando and Piastri looking at Alpine. Yeah, they both actually did a masterstroke. They actually could shake hands because it was both surrounding them, wasn't it? They both got out of the Alpine situation. Gentlemen, a short view back to the past. In 1998, the two cars designed by Adrian Newey finished the first race of the season, one lap ahead of the rest of the field. And Adrian in 2024 want to see me do it again. Adrian Newey needs to be studied. He needs to be... This man is an actual racing genius. Preview of the Bahrain starting. I was about to say, what's different? Nothing. I don't see anything different. Then I realised the pink buses at the back. Mate, we're all just talking about either how... like incredible Red Bull are and how dull they're making it, or just how rubbish actually, you know what, Alpine need to be even more rubbish just to give us enough jokes, just to take away from the frustration at the front. Sister's wedding, Alpine's downfall. This is what I'm on about. Your champions belong to Newey. I bet he's thinking about other teams, and Newey's going, if I lower the peak on this cap by 0.56 degrees, I could be 1.2% more aerodynamically efficient than I was yesterday, and that is is just my racing cap, not the cap on the Red Bull wing. Günther Steiner as a new TV commentator is the best thing to happen to German F1. You know what? Honestly, I might need to learn German just to listen to this commentary, because honestly, maybe he is the only saviour of giving some entertainment mid-race. Life of an Alpine fan, it's so over. It's so over. It's so over. It's so... There is no actual peak. It's just trough to trough to trough. To just bring back Renault at this point. Just let's at least have a pretty car. A nice yellow car, huh? RB catering budget overspend finally explained. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not gonna say anything. Yuki's an absolute yeah, this was quite dramatic at the end. He's not fast at all, as Yuki did well. He was ahead of Ricciardo on the soft compound. You could see it from a mile off. He was going to be told, let him by, because he's on the soft compound and tyre. But then Ricciardo didn't even go on to overtake K-Mag at the end of the race. So I think Yuki's within his rights to be annoyed. You would think maybe, because he's not overtaking him, kind of do what Alpine did at the Japanese Grand Prix last year. Swap yourselves back around, just so you get that merit of beating him on track. Because, if you don't look into the details, if you look at just the race as the results, you go, oh, Ricciardo's beating Tsunoda. But really, in reality, Yuki was ahead, and Ricciardo really didn't make the most of his softs at all in that race. Although I will say, afterwards, when Yuki nearly hit Ricciardo, that was a little bit over the line. Get annoyed with the team. Me thinking anything changed over the winter. Yep, this is everyone. This is the entirety, actually, of F1 TV and Sky Sports. Them lot were waffling the most about things closing up. And yeah, they are a bit closer. Clearly in quali, things were closer. And yeah, sure, really, if you look at the pack condensed in the top 10, it was a bit closer. And things felt closer, but the racing wasn't there yet. Hopefully it comes later in the season. But in terms of the fight to Red Bull, it's even worse. The gap is bigger this year than it was last year, which is just crazy. And this... genuinely, this is something that I've been thinking lately. I think the cost cap, it's great when no one's got an advantage and it's really close. But when one team gains so much in, let's say, the 2022 regulations, it really locks in the advantage for years to come. No pun intended on the meme of advantage locked in for years. Because it means that the rival teams that usually have deep pockets, a la Ferrari, Merc, can't overspend to catch up. They're stuck. And you have that, stalemate of, yeah, it's close behind that one team that's got the advantage. But, the cost cap's actually a bit of a detriment in some cases in that way. And then also, this generation of cars... genuinely, I don't think we've seen actually that much better racing or closer racing. Arguably, maybe a little bit in 22, but we've seen diminished returns in 23, 24, because the cars have gone quicker. There's been new exploits with the regulations, and so that whole concept of the ground effect cars keeping them close has really not actually worked as well as they maybe thought it would. And honestly, the previous set of regulations, from 2017 to 2019 and then 2020, 2021, those closed up rapidly. The grid was closing up rapidly. In 3 years of these regulations, we have not closed up really that dramatically in the same way we did beforehand, for at least the P1 fight. Yes, there's the fight from P2 downwards in terms of the different teams, but like I said, I think the cost gap genuinely makes it difficult to bridge that final gap when that one team has that advantage. And with that, I think we're going to end it off for today. Oh my lord, we're in for a season, alright, we're in for a season. Guys, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.